Have you ever looked at someone who is driving a very luxurious sports car and you ask yourself only this question: what they do for a living or how they got rich? Usually, our primary assumptions in this kind of conditions is like maybe that guy got just lucky, or maybe he got it by inheritance, like the grandfather father deal, or maybe something shady is there, or maybe he could be a tech giant, or maybe he or she is an upcoming Bollywood celebrity. And then one day, when I was going through my most favorite financial books, which is not written by any fake gurus who is all about bluffs of millions and billions of dollars, but about those kind of people who actually made it in life and they started from the ground level. And in those pages, I came to know about some truth or some realization which completely, shattered my perception about money, because the traditional way of getting rich and the traditional way of living a very good life is far away from the reality. There was a particular line, I still remember it today. It was saying that maybe you're playing the wrong game, or maybe you are stuck thinking just like an employee. If you really want to be rich, then you should stop trading your time. And most importantly, you should start building your assets. And after that, what I learned next, it completely changed my perception. The point number one is why most of us doesn't make it, or sometimes even stay broke, even though when we are working really hard. One of the first concept which literally woke me up is this question, that what is my income ceiling? And then I realized it was 8 to 10 hours for 5 days a week, and that's all I had. So my income was directly tied with the time I trade. But to be wealthy, the wealthy people usually operate into a completely different equation. For wealthy people, their definition of wealth is completely different. Wealth equals to net profit plus assets value. Now let's break it into two simple parts. Net profit equals to units sold and profit per unit, and asset value equals to net profit into industry multiplied. In the book, I read about a guy who had a lead generation business. Basically, he had a website where he used to sell some course or some services or something, some software subscription, something was there. So every website visitor who used to become a lead used to pay him $4. Usually, on a typical day, there was around 12,000 visitors. Among them, he had 12% conversion rate. So that comes down into 1440 leads. So 1440 into $4 per lead comes down to 5760 USD. So that was his daily income. Now compare this with our usual jobs. Let's say in the typical day, we usually spend 8 to 10 hours every day, and that is the max we can earn provided that 8 to 10 hours. But on this other hand, this guy is making a lot of money based on a system, based on scaling. Now imagine if your salary was not dependent on the amount of time you put into the office, but it was rather dependent on your system, which could serve a lot of people on each day. And that makes all the difference. He was rich not because he worked hard. He got rich because he built a system which worked really hard on behalf of him. And this is the moment I understood the proper difference between the traditional way of making money and how actually wealthy people make money. In the traditional way, our pays are fixed, and most importantly, they are controlled, and we stay in this illusion of compound interest. But on the other hand, the wealthy people knows how to leverage time, how to leverage effort, and everything is all about leverage. Point 2, small tweaks can give you massive results. Here is the mind-blowing factor to create massive results. You don't need to make massive changes to make a lot of money or exponential outcome, but you just need to tweak it, tune it, or optimize it to get massive results. Now let's go back to the old equation where this rich guy was making 5,760 USD per day. What about he optimized his website and he increased his conversion rate from 12% to 13%. That means day basis he is getting 120 extra leads. And remember, he is not paying anything extra for these extra leads. Now 120 multiplied by 4 equals to $480. He is getting $480 extra just by optimizing the website little bit. So if this 1% increase of conversion rate is going on for the rest of the month, he is making in Indian version around 14 lakhs extra. What he did, he just changed the copywriting, he changed the design, maybe he changed some word, or maybe he changed the offer. He just knows how to do the testing. Now, if he really runs a marketing campaign where the daily visitor limit could increase from 12,000 to the 15,000, then with 12% same conversion rate, he is going to make in a day 7,200 USD. And this one is even a no-brainer. If he is changing his per lead conversion rate from $4 to $4.50 everyday basis, he is earning 6,480 USD. And you know, this concept really hit me so hard because I was looking for appraisal and bonuses, this kind of thing, but entrepreneurs are just making a small tweak in their system and that is giving them huge exponential returns. It is like moving the smallest lever and getting the biggest moves. Only after reading this book, I understood that systems are scalable, but people's are not. Wealth doesn't come from effort, it actually comes from leverage. And the most exciting thing is when your system is growing, you really don't need to worry about the time. Part 3, the hidden power of asset value. This final concept actually blew my mind. You know, like I really realized like how fast you can become rich, how fast your like net worth can multiply and you can sell the company and make a lot of money. Let me remind you the formula again. Asset value equals to net profit multiplied by industry multiply. Now let me explain you this thing with a very simple concept. Let's say a person having a website and through that website he made around $1 million at the end of the year. And that particular niche, that particular industry multiply value is 4 times. So basically at the end of the year, his company's net worth would be 4 million, 4 times, even though he didn't think about selling his company. Let me give you one more example from the book. There was a lady named Sheila in US. She was just a normal computer technician, but she built a system, a business system, where she later expanded into the 6th state, and after within a year she made a profit of 3 million. Later she sold the same company into 21 million. So basically that industry or that niche industry multiply was 7x. She didn't win a lottery, she was providing value, and through a system she basically multiplied it. Once I understood this, it basically blew my mind. I understood it's like injecting a steroid in my wealth game. You raise your profit, your business becomes more valuable. You expand operation, your multipliers improve. You find a worthy buyer, instant lump sum wealth. Overnight, you become wealthy. No jobs gives you that. No fixed income has this power. The wealth lane is not about making only money. It's all about making something really valuable, which can be scaled and later which can be sold. And this is how young entrepreneurs make a lot of money. They just don't work hard, you know. They make powerful, strong system which can be multiplied. So while most people think about becoming a millionaire is like living frugally, investing your money into the stock market for mere 8% return, saving most of the money, and then after 60 or 65 when you get your pension fund or something, you feel like a millionaire. But the wealth lane says a complete different story. They say like, why not to build a machine which pays you like a millionaire now? And that is for me was the moment of shift. Now let's compare these two wealth paths. In the traditional way, you save 10 to 20% of your income on average. You invest in mutual fund, hope for 8% annual returns, work for 40 years or even more, to retire with a couple of crores. But in the wealth lane, you build a business or you build an asset, increase your net profit and scale exposure, leverage industry multiplies, potentially create 10 crores or even more in few years. One plan is all about hope, but the other plan is all about control. Always remember, you cannot tweak your own salary the same way you can tweak your business system. No mutual fund can give you a return of 400%. But if you scale your own assets properly, with a proper timing, with the help of industry multiplier, you can expect that kind of return. And this is why some 30 years old entrepreneurs retire with a net worth of 100 million, where on the other hand, the majority of people are still waiting for their 60s and dreaming that their SIP will give them an exponential return. At the end, I realized it's not about the matter of luck. It's all about which kind of equation you choose to live by. I didn't grow around rich people, nor do I went to the business colleges. But learning from these books, learning from the real stories, seeing the real system around me actually opened my eyes. These are not fairy tales. These are real people who built real powerful system which was actually printing money relentlessly even though when they were sleeping themselves. And this is when I realized what real wealth is. It's not about working hard, it's working real smart. Not saving pennies, but building value system which can be multiplied. So let me ask you this, after watching this video, what you're going to build? Are you going to break stones by yourself, or you're going to design machine which is going to break those stones? Are you going to watch content, or you're going to make valuable content which will be really appreciated by people? If you really had any aha moment while watching this video, please like the video, join the community of people where like-minded people are there who are really serious about building wealth and getting the point of financial freedom and also figuring out how to reach there. Jokes apart, what kind of system you are thinking to build, please mention into the comment section. Also share the video with your friends and family, and especially those kind of people who want to make big in their life. Arijit here signing out. See you on the next video.